Geneva, Switzerland, a city where silent diplomacy orchestrates global order and where unseen protocols shape the architecture of trust. From this quiet capital of international governance, a company has emerged, and it is now drawing unprecedented attention on the NASDAQ with a market cap that has surpassed $500 million. The company is SEALSQ. At first glance, SEALSQ might appear to be just another semiconductor design firm, but the message this company is sending to the market is both bold and specific, that in the age beyond quantum computing, it holds the only viable answer to securing digital infrastructure. The post-quantum era is not merely a leap in scientific capability. It represents a full-scale restructuring of global security norms across finance, defense, and public systems. Current encryption technologies based on classical algorithms are said to be vulnerable to the exponential power of quantum processors. In August 2024, the National Institute of Standards and Technology in the United States finalized its official post-quantum cryptography standards, selecting 3 core algorithms including Kyber and dilithium. In the same year, the White House issued an executive order mandating that all federal systems complete their transition to these standards by 2035. This isn't just technical guidance, it is a countdown, and that countdown has fundamentally redefined the existence of SEALSQ. The company has stated that its flagship secure chip, QS7001, will be the vanguard of this transformation. The chip implements post-quantum encryption directly at the hardware level and embeds unique digital identities to turn each device into a trusted cryptographic object. The chip has not yet been released. There's no mass production in place, no publicly disclosed customer adoption. Yet SEALSQ has already announced strategic infrastructure deals with the city of Seoul and government-backed partners in Spain, agreements valued in the tens of millions of dollars. On September 22, 2025, SEALSQ signed a Memorandum of Understanding with the Seoul Metropolitan Government to establish a post-quantum personalization center. At the time, the sitting mayor of Seoul was Oh Se-hoon. Ordinarily, foreign tech companies signing MOUs with local governments might receive office space or land discounts. But SEALSQ's agreement went further, encompassing chip R&D, security infrastructure deployment, and full provisioning capabilities. That level of commitment is highly unusual. Only 4 days later, on September 26th, SEALSQ signed another deal, this time with Quantix Edge Security in Murcia, Spain, to establish the first post-quantum personalization center in Europe. The deal included a projected revenue of $25 million over 3 years, with operations set to begin in the first half of 2026. The chip does not exist in the market yet. The centers have not even broken ground. Yet the deals are signed and revenues are projected. Here, the mystery deepens. SEALSQ's annual revenue stands at just over $10 million. Net losses exceed $30 million, and its flagship product remains unreleased. Despite that, the company commands a market cap of over $500 million. That level of valuation, given the current fundamentals, may suggest an excessive premium based solely on speculative future potential. Normally, the market waits for results, product launches, customer acquisition, signed contracts turning into revenue. But in SEALSQ's case, expectations appear to have far outpaced verified performance. And then came the capital raises. In April 2025, SEALSQ filed an F3 registration for a shelf offering of up to $500 million. In May, it issued $20 million in new shares. By July, it filed for an additional issuance of 15 million shares. Most companies refrain from large equity issuances in the early post-IPO phase. They prioritize stability, market confidence, and organic growth. But SEALSQ initiated repeated capital raises within just 18 months of its listing. This suggests that the company itself recognizes that its current operations cannot sustain its roadmap without external funding. Another issue, in September 2024, SEALSQ received a NASDAQ deficiency notice for breaching the minimum bid price requirement. It narrowly regained compliance in December. Such an event usually signals liquidity stress or weak institutional demand, and it leaves a lasting mark on investor confidence. All of these signs converge into 3 essential questions that every investor must ask. First, will the QS71 chip actually launch by November 2025? Second, will the personalization centers in Seoul and Spain be physically built, launched on time, and generate the expected revenue? Third, can SEALSQ sustain its operations without further dilution until its core business becomes self-sufficient? If even one of these questions cannot be answered with certainty, the company's current valuation may not hold. But if all three can be answered affirmatively, then SEALSQ may indeed become the global leader in post-quantum security infrastructure. At this moment, we stand between technological promises and financial realities, watching this company with cautious curiosity. And the Valuester channel is actively seeking your insights. If there's a listed, unlisted, or soon-to-be-listed stock or coin that you want us to investigate, leave it in the comments. Your tip might just become our next deep dive. SEALSQ, is it the promise of a post-quantum future or the illusion of one? The answer lies somewhere ahead. This was Valuester.